Nope.
We go to Universal over 100 times a year, and we get asked a lot of questions. So in today's video, we're going to answer your biggest Universal questions.
What's the biggest mistake you've ever made when booking a trip to Universal? This one is so easy because it still haunts me to this day. So the biggest expense when you're visiting Universal is your hotel room, and we have paid way too much for rooms in the past. And one of the biggest tips that we give people now is after you book your on-site hotel to continually check back to see if that price drops. Now, we didn't just wake up with this information one day. We unfortunately learned it the hard way. So way back before we had the channel, we had a trip planned down here with some friends, and we were all staying at the Hard Rock, and we booked it the exact same day. And then we get here on our trip, and they started talking about what they paid for their room, and it was half what we paid, and we were so confused and so lost until they explained that 2 weeks before we came down for our vacation, the room rate dropped substantially, and all they did was call Universal and rebook it for that cheaper price. So we paid twice as much for the exact same hotel just because we weren't looking at it. So what does that mean? Well, it means if you've booked a Universal on-site hotel, all you have to do is about once a week get online and check the price for those exact same dates. It might not save you any money, but it could save you hundreds or even thousands.
What is our favorite place in studios to grab a quick lunch? So as soon as we read this question, I knew we were coming to Today Cafe because not only is it our favorite lunch spot here in studios, but it's also our favorite breakfast spot. They just have great breakfast. And this is one of those places we get on kicks on, and what I mean by that is we get something and we just keep getting it over and over again. They have these seasonal offerings, and they're normally just the best thing on the menu, and right now our addiction is this Al's Butternut Squash. And to be honest, this is probably just the best thing that they've ever had. That flaky crust, it's got the bacon and the onion and all that Gouda cheese. It's really addicting. We probably have 50 of these by now.
They have so many offerings at Today Cafe too. They have sandwiches, they have some vegan options, they have all different kinds of salads, they have pastries, they have flatbreads, they have amazing things like this tart. But I think my favorite thing, aside from this tart, is their potato salad. This is the potato salad that made me like potato salad. It is so good. It's so creamy, and the herbs in it are delicious. It does need a little bit of salt, but once you salt it, it is flawless. And for some reason, they have potato salad in other places of the parks, but it's not the same. This is the best potato salad. This thing tastes like it was kissed by the flavor gods themselves. By flavor gods, I mean Gordon Ramsay and Jack Yeti. I've heard the Fast and Furious ride is really good. Do you think we should go on it? Yes, once, and then come back and tell us how it went. We find ourselves only going to Islands of Adventure. Is Universal Studios worth it? Yes. If you watch our videos, the majority of the time we are here in studios because we love this park so much. And kind of our motto about this is that Islands is for the rides and Studios is for the vibes. Yeah, some of the attractions are older and they're not as new and the technology isn't as new, but that kind of, in our eyes, adds charm to this park. Plus, this is where all of the extra events happen. So we're talking Mardi Gras, Halloween Horror Nights, the concerts that come with Mardi Gras and some of the other events throughout the year, all the parades, so the Christmas parade, the Mardi Gras parade, anything that is out of the ordinary, any kind of special food that they have, it's all here in Studios. So 100%, if you're coming here, you have to visit this park.
Also, if you don't ride ET every single time you're at the parks, you're doing it wrong. This is always a fun one. So, the question is, what is your favorite Easter egg in the park? It's a wonderful question. We get asked that a lot, and I would say that there are so many Easter eggs that it's hard to pick. There are more that we don't know about than we do know about, but some that come to mind are the ones that pay homage to the old attractions that used to be where new attractions are. So Twister Cola, that's in one of the windows by Jimmy Fallon. You've got the Paranormal Travel Agency, which is over there by Rip Rod Rocket, which is talking about the old Ghostbusters show. And then here in Diagon Alley, this is in the place where a beloved attraction some of you may know called Jaws was. And so there's a lot of reference to Jaws over here, but our favorite, and it was just one that stuck with me our first time here, is probably the phone booth here in London. So you go in and you can call the Ministry of Magic if you just dial magic. I guess that makes sense.
Welcome to the Ministry of Magic.
As fans of Harry Potter, it's details like this that just make us so happy. Like, of course, it makes sense that they have a phone booth here in London, but they went the extra mile to like make the phone actually work. You can dial magic and talk to the Ministry of Magic. It just makes it feel so immersive. Like, it's 100% fan service through and through, and we're here for it. If you could only visit one park from now on, which one would it be? Ooh, that is a hard question. Obviously, we love both the parks here. Like, we just love Universal in general. But I am instantly going to snap Universal Studios, and there are a few reasons why. So like we mentioned earlier, all of the seasonal things happen here. That's going to be Halloween Horror Nights, Mardi Gras, the parades, the seasonal food, all the stuff that we really look forward to year after year happens here. And then also, my favorite land at Universal period is Diagon Alley. Like, if there was one land that I had to pick to spend forever in, it would be Diagon Alley, so I have to pick this park.
I, on the other hand, I am going to say Islands of Adventure. I love thrill rides. I love tall rides, fast rides. I love all things thrilling, so this is my spot. I love all things thrilling except for airplanes. Airplanes suck. I don't like those, but luckily there's no airplanes at Islands of Adventure, so this is the perfect place. I know we probably spend more time over at studios, like we record there more, we go to the events, but when we have off time, this is where we end up coming to ride rides. At Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure, do you go clockwise or counterclockwise around the parks? Okay, so there's a couple of answers here. So at Universal Studios, it doesn't matter. We do both sometimes, it just depends on the day. Phil and Froggy go counterclockwise. I would say most of the time we go clockwise. We go through Minions first. Here in Islands of Adventure, there is a right and a wrong answer, and the right answer is counterclockwise. You start with Seuss. I'll tell you why. Have you ever driven home late at night, you listen to your favorite music, you got it blasting on the stereo, sitting there just listening to it, having a good time, and then you go and you get in that car the next morning for work, and you turn on the car and it scares you to death. The volume is at 18 when it's supposed to be on 8. That's what happens if you start clockwise. It's way too loud in Marvel. You can hear the Hulk right now.
What's your favorite specialty drink that's not butterbeer? It might not be butterbeer, but it's still in the Wizarding World. This is pumpkin fizz. So obviously it's pumpkin juice, and then it's fizzy, hence the name, so it's like a soda. It is so delicious. The flavors in here are incredible. It's nice and tart. It's also got hints of like cinnamon and other spices in it. It shocks me every time I take a sip of it. Like, I forget how good it is, and then I drink it and I'm like, oh man, like, why do I not get this more often? And it's because of butterbeer. But it is so good. The very first time that Tyler and I came to the Wizarding World together, he got this and absolutely fell in love with it. Like, he was sure that he was gonna like this more than butterbeer. We all know how that ended, but this is definitely second best. Now, the thing about this is that you can only get it at the Three Broomsticks. That also includes the Hogshead Bar, but they're kind of one and the same. That means you cannot get it at Diagon Alley, Costco, Walmart, Sam's, any other exclusive club that you belong to. Not anywhere but here.
I'm gonna be honest. My favorite drink is also the pumpkin fizz over in Hogsmeade, but I wanted to be different, and I thought this drink needed some respect. So this is the antidote that I just spilled. But it is a drink that I didn't like the first time that I tried it. And then I found myself being like, I should give it another chance. And I tried it again. I was like, it's okay. And I tried it again. And I was like, I kind of like that. And then again. And now I just realized that I was just making excuses to try it because I really enjoy it. It is basically a banana cream soda. I love banana and I love cream soda. It's kind of a marriage made in heaven for me. I should mention, the whipped topping, still not really a fan. It's okay. I just want this to be copious amounts of buttercream frosting, which I know sounds way more unhealthy, but I mean, tell me that wouldn't be better if that was just buttercream. My hands instantly stained yellow from that drink, but if you want to get your own, you can either get it at the Minions Cafe or the little banana popcorn stand, and with the banana popcorn, it's not as crazy as it sounds. It's actually pretty good. What times can I see Sing It? Huge Sing It fan here, and I hope it never gets canceled. It's gone.
If you're not into coasters, is it worth it getting an annual pass? Wholeheartedly, yes. We could see an argument to say it's worth getting an annual pass, even if you're not into rides at all, because there are so many things here at the parks to do. Like there's food, there's shows, the theming is incredible. And even though Universal is kind of branded as a park for thrill seekers, there's still a ton of things to do that aren't coasters. So for example, here in Islands of Adventure, there are 16 total attractions, and 12 of those aren't coasters.
While over here in Universal Studios, there are 12 rides, with only 2 of them being roller coasters. You could argue 3 if you want to count Gringotts, but that means there are 9 or 10 non-coaster attractions. So yeah, we think it's totally worth it, even if you don't like roller coasters, because on top of the rides, you have shows, you have entertainment, you have singing, you have all kinds of things that make the annual pass worth it. What are the worst tots at Green Eggs and Ham? Why don't we test it? So we came over here and we got what we think are the 2 worst tots. So this is the Carnitas tots and the namesake Green Eggs and Ham tots. I'm gonna be honest, I don't dislike any of them, but these are probably our 2 least favorites. And in no way did we just take this question so we could eat tots, even the worst tots. We definitely didn't do that. What's funny about this is I know at one point we said these were one of our favorite tots because they're just delicious. It's kind of sad that like Green Eggs and Ham tots are in the running for the worst ones, because it's where it all started. We would not have these if it wasn't for Green Eggs and Ham. Tots weren't exactly in the book, but you get what I'm saying. I'm going back and forth. I don't dislike either one of them. I love eggs. I love carnitas and salsa and ham, and I love tots. It's a tot. I don't know what to say. Y'all need an answer. Green Eggs and Ham. Those are the worst. They still get a 7.5. While we were sitting here stuffing our faces with the worst tots, it's a great segue into the next question, which is, during the hot summer months, how do you stay hydrated at the parks? Where this bad boy comes into play. So this is the Coke Freestyle cup, and we love the Freestyle cups. We've done videos on just this right here. So how this works is you can buy these at the parks. I think they're like $17. And when you buy them, they come activated for that day. And there's Freestyle machines all throughout the parks, and you can just fill them up with whatever you want: Coke, water, Powerade, teas, anything you can think of. And then you can bring this cup back on like your next trip or your next visit to the park and activate it for $10 each day. Plus, if you don't want all that fancy stuff, if you don't want Powerade or anything like that, you can get water for free. You can bring your own cup. You can bring a collapsible cup, a water bottle, a bucket, I guess, if you want to bring a bucket. But the Freestyle machines will give you ice and water to fill up your bucket.
But seriously, if you don't want to carry a cup around, which we get it, like that's probably the biggest complaint about this, you can just walk up to any of the snack carts and get a free cup of water. So there's no excuse to not stay hydrated all day. But this cup has legitimately saved us thousands, and I mean thousands of dollars. It is our best money saving tip.
What is our favorite secret in the parks that most people don't know about. So I'm gonna say the caves back here in Camp Jurassic. We've talked about them many times, but we come back here way too often because once we discovered them together, like, we just, like, I don't know, we love the caves. They're beautiful. You never see anybody in here. There's never people back here, but we've talked about them in several videos. And if you want to see some other secrets that we've talked about, make sure to check out this video right up here about all the secret locations here in Universal. But thanks for hanging out, guys, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, ciao, bye.